Hello and welcome. Hope you're doing all right. Just started raining, so we're starting out here just because it will be useful for later on in the video. This is a giant honeysuckle cutting I took 2 years ago, put it in the ground this year. And the reason is because it's pretty much full shade here. This is kind of the equivalent of where the hydrangea samanii up against the post is. So it's pretty much north facing. But later on in the day, about 3-4 o'clock, when it swings by the other side of these trees, it does get a little bit later on. So yeah, but you can see how big and dark the leaves are. I keep running over it. A few other bits in here as well. This is a new bed I put in with my bin store. Trying another sword fern, that'll be the fourth one. And a few others that I just had lying around in a conifer and a sedum and all that. And also, this is when you hear me refer to my fern recovery centre, there it is right there. So ferns take about 2 years to recover from that sort of state. So they'll go up there for this year, stay over winter there, and then next year in this section over here, I will put ones that are doing well in there and then ones that are doing really well in this section all the way around here. Up that way I will take out and put in the back garden. And we've got a bit of a rotation going on. See, cannas are looking a bit discoloured. We'll go and look at one in the back. But yeah, that was it really. Just wanted to just show you that a giant honeysuckle seems to grow quite well in the shade. Speaking of giant honeysuckle, let's go and have a quick look at the cuttings inside that I took, see how they're doing after a month, and then we'll get out the back and just mince around for a bit. Okay, so these are the 10 cuttings I took last month. It wasn't particularly targeted, it was just the stuff that was overgrown into the neighbour's garden. I just cut all that and see if I could get any cuttings of it this year rather than look for specific things. So there's 10 in there overall. We can see one of them has already bitten the dust. This one here with the dead leaf looks like it's going to be another one going, although the top of that, what I usually look for as a sign that there's life in these is the transpiration. So if we look on the back of this leaf here, just see that little drop of water dead in the center there, is that sort of sign. And then the growing points are still green at the very top. Oh, sorry, quite hard to pick up these little bits because if they're going to go, they go. If they're going to sort of die, they go brown. But as that's still got some green in it, so yeah, I think I'll be happy with a couple of them surviving. But yeah, we'll see from there. And my pride and joy inside is my nice Boston fern. 3 years ago, this was a rescue fern from B&Q. It was small. It cost about £6. It was brown. I took it out. The roots looked all right. So I've only put that in, as you can see, it's just at the top of my stairs in this little area here on a hanging basket thing. Getting pretty decent size now, though, for a couple of years. And then, yeah, I actually water it a lot more in the winter than I do in the summer because the heating's on. So that's a south-facing window there. So it's just out of it, which seems to really like it there. So yeah, happy with myself for that one. I never feed it or anything. It's still got the same. They like a bit of treat and mean, keep and keen by all accounts, these Boston ferns. So yeah, just going to leave it until it gets root bound properly and shrivels up basically, and then I'll repot it. Anyway, let's get out the back and we'll see if we can find a space for these honeysuckle cuttings in a couple of years' time. Righty ho, rain has stopped, so that's good. Had our first minus temperatures last night, just went down to -1. I had a bit of one of those moments where the weather app said it was going to be about 4 degrees, and then I come out here about 7-8 o'clock and it was already at 1 degrees, and I was like, what's going on here? So I rushed and got the fleece just as a bit of a, because you never know with the weather apps, do you? So yeah, but we're all good. Canna got blackened off just about, so that'll soon go, but we'll get round to that. So yeah, really in a nice place here now. We're set for winter. done most of the stuff I need to do. Yeah, like I said, I just need to buy a few more fleece things, and then just decide whether I'm going to amend the heating pipe around the giant honeysuckle over there and maybe run it across to this one. If we start down here, is all looking good in here as usual. It's quite a good one. So all I'm planning to do with this is basically just tie, you know, the corners of a fleece towards the top of the fence and then just kind of droop it down over the top of them. That's all I did last year. And it worked quite well. I need to go a little bit extra careful just because under the tetrapanax we've got the blue fern, a nephrolepis coming up towards us in this right corner. I've put one of the cheese plants in there as well, the giant honeysuckle, 2 Dixonias. They'll all need a bit of protection if the weather gets too rough. But yeah, for now that's ready to go. Let's just have a quick shout out actually for this passion flower, this passion flower snow queen. The last flower, which is right there, closed 2 days ago. So I make that 5 months of flowering. It started flowering mid-May. And it's only just stopped now in mid-November. So, or is that 6 months? Might even be 6 months. 5 or 6 months of flowering out of this one. So, yeah, that's all good. The bumblebees love it. So over here, this is just preparation for winter and stuff. I just need to clean off the pots. All of these will go under they'll stay here for the most part. If it's a particularly bad frost, then I'll just put them under the pergola with a bit of fleece over them. So we've got a cheese plant, the Dixonia fibrosa, the Norfolk Island pine, and then that dragon tree thing in the centre, which will probably go indoors inside the living room, that one, because that's where he lives normally. So yeah, they're already just set to go. And then over here, the cycads, I think they're a little bit funny, so it may be I'll get one of the extra fleece bags I'll chuck it just over the top of that just to stop it, you know, the worst of it getting through. Now with the honeysuckle heating, you can see the pipe goes up there, runs up in there, and then it comes down the back there. So all I might do is basically my key stem is this one that's running across the front of the pergola here. That's the one I want to keep. I'm not worried about all this stuff growing up off the top, all this loose stuff. That'll all just die off and then get trimmed down with the wind. But this one I wouldn't mind keeping. So I may end up, if I can find some pipe, I may just chuck an elbow on that pipe, run it tight and zip tie it to the stem, and then just go back over the top, and then maybe even down this one, which is resting against the bamboo. And just meet up with that other pipe down there. That might do it this year. So I need to just do that, make sure the heating does work. I tested it last night, so it's all ready to go. But I'll just make a decision on that. In here, there's a Dixonia Antarctica, but that's in a pot, so I'll leave it there because that's where I'm going to put them in the ground next year. But if it gets particularly bad, then again, I'll pick them up and chuck them under the pergola. Mostly otherwise, this is all good. The Clematis armandia, I think it needs cold weather to start growing because it sort of started sending out new stuff and now it's just suddenly stopped. So I'll be interested in the next few days. Now we've had just a bit of cold, whether it starts again. But yeah, I'm hoping for it to attach itself to these wires and meet up with that one over there, or that one meet up with this one, however you want to say it. So yeah, that's about it for that lot. Nothing else in there, is there? No. So really my biggest sort of thing I had was just like plant wise is just the far corner, which we'll go and have a look at under the fig tree, just getting something to fill that corner out a little bit. And then this centre bed, I've decided to be a bit more, not worry about it so much. I've just shoved what I can in there for now. In the end it'll all be tree ferns, so I've pretty much got a, you know, loose remit on it. I can just do what I want with it. So we'll see what plants pull it through this year, and I'll chuck in just whatever there just to fill it up for next summer. May chuck a fleece over that banana as well, depending how the temperatures get, but otherwise that's all good. Over here, the Wollemi pine started doing what it does when it gets colder, which is forming its little ball bill things on the end of the growing points. I don't know if you can just see them in there. Or in the centre there, yeah, just get a little bit of protection. That tetrapanax is a pup, it's just in a pot again. I'll chuck it under the cover if I need to. Lophosoya, that's just had its sort of covering of leaves and all that, so that should do it. Works every year for that. I've made my detritus piles around the place because I needed the bucket that it was all in, so you can see it's just a load of old leaves and bits of bamboo and twigs and like that sort of stuff, and I've just dotted a load of piles around everywhere just to give the bugs something to winter on. Canna has just turned literally today or last night, so when it all blackens off, like most people, I'll just chop off all the stalks at the bottom and then turn them upside down and lay them on top of it just to add as a bit of protection for the crown. I'll probably give it another batch of leaves on there as well. And then around here, this is all doing all right. Pilostegi is filling out. That thing, Blechnum chilensis doing okay. Chef Fleur looks good. I'll tell you what, the Cyathias have been absolutely loving this 15 in and around what was in and around 15 degrees and lots of rain. This fronds come up now and he's massive. He comes all the way out, so it's getting incomparable in size to the big one already. So that's good. So again, just further around the bottom with that one's not got anything around it protection wise, so all I'll do with that is just pile out leaves on it basically, and hopefully that'll do. This area here is no longer under the protection of the Fatsia that was here. I was thinking about putting something in there, but I want that Pilostegia to get a bit of light next year, so I'll just put a tack in that for now and worry about that next winter. Lophosauria that wasn't the full sunbed is there, so this is a massive detritus pile, as you can see. I had to get rid of some of it, so yeah, he's in there. It's all stacked up. I'll just chuck some more in the Dixonia as well. This may be an area, just because it's a new plant, that one, not new, but it's just been moved in the last few months, so I'll probably, some of the fleece, the extra fleece, I'll just chuck over that if it gets too bad. And then, yeah, the Cyaph is doing well. It's not quite as well as the one that we just looked at. It sent out a new frond, which is good because it's alive. The Cyaphias didn't grow this summer, probably because I didn't water them enough, but I don't want to be, having to water them 2 times a day, basically. I just want them to do what they do, and I'll top it up as and when I need to. Got the Hydrangea Somanii, which you can see, as opposed to when it was over there where that like yellow stalk was and it wasn't getting any rain on it. You can see the leaves are nice and shiny, so rain is falling on it now. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. It doesn't look dead, so that's a Brucey bonus to me. Fatsia has just about finished flowering. I don't know if it's finished flowering or whether the wind took all the like pollen-y bits off it, but it's been covered with flies and bees and whatnot, so yeah, it does a good job this time of year. Last little stash for them for the winter, so yeah, next year hopefully this one will canopy or raise up on it a little bit. And then what I'll do with this one, just because we've got the toddler who likes to put stuff in his mouth, I believe the berries from the Fatsias have got a bit of ricin in them or something like that, so as soon as they start developing and they start showing the new shoots for next year, I'll cut the berries off just to save them falling on the ground. And then round here, just in time to get frozen off, this big Cyathea cooperi has just started sending out all its new fronds. So this one come up a few weeks ago. It's now sending out the other two because, like I said, the temperatures are perfect for it. This has got the heating around it, as you can see at the bottom. And then again, this area, I just tie the corners of the fleece against the trellis and then just traipse it over. What I'll probably do with this one, because what I find with the Cyathias is that it's super hard to keep the fronds on them, keep the fronds green, as opposed to the Dixonia, where you can pretty much lay the fleece on top of it. As long as it's not brutal for like frost for 3 days, it'll keep the fronds green, or it did for me. This one, they turn browner a lot quicker than the Dixonia fronds, basically. It's almost like it doesn't need frost, it just needs the air temperature to be down. So what I'm going to do this year is try and get the fleece a little bit tighter to it with respect, but without touching the fronds. So I'm just going to get loads of bamboo at different sizes and then sort of make a circle around the crown that will come up about 6 inches above the center of the sort of spout where all the fronds meet, and then halfway up each frond put longer bits of bamboo to come up above there, and then at the end put longer bits like that, so when I lay the fleece on it, if it rains, it's not going to sag down and it won't be touching the fronds. But you'll probably see that next time And then, yeah, lastly, this hydrangea samanii is finally, I don't know if you can see that, it's finally bitten onto the fence post here, so that's a good sign. And again, this is the equivalent of where the giant honeysuckle is we looked at first. So the idea being is that I've put a massive detritus pile between the Scheffler and the Dixonia there at the back, holding the place. If one of those honeysuckle cutting survives, I might put one in there and let it grow up this, because then it's got a lot of place to go over here. And it doesn't look like it matters whether it's in the shade or not. I mean, it won't take long for it to find the sun anyway, but yeah, that's just an idea I had. Other idea I've had is, we still don't know whether I'm going to get the trampoline or keep the climbing frame for a bit. Either way, what I might do is at the back, maybe where that basketball is, if it's still here in a couple of years, or if I have to move it around, whatever we put here, not a trampoline, but I might remake the climbing frame into a bit of a sort of tree house, if you like, customize it a bit. And in that case, what I'll do is I'll kind of plant the giant honeysuckle cutting in there, protect it like you would from deers, apart from it to be from kids, and then just let it run all the way up and across that. And yeah, really that's it. It's just got a pot with a Scheffler there, which I can bring in if I need to. That should be okay there. And then this Traculospermum jasminoides, which is looking a little bit sorry for itself. I need to get the waterfall done so that I can extend this bed, because I need the gate behind that at the moment to bring all the materials in. Speaking of the waterfall, that is my next thing to do now. I've just been sizing up pumps, which yeah, has been an interesting process, just because I've never done it before. And yeah, then we'll get onto it really. So yeah, that's about it for this month. Yeah, hope everyone is doing all right, and hopefully the honeysuckle survives the winter mainly. Right, have a good one. See you later. Thanks for watching.